Joe and I went to Mar-a-Lago to meet personally with President-elect Trump. It was the first time we have seen him in 7 years.
Now, we talked about a lot of issues, including abortion, mass deportation, threats of political retribution against political opponents and media outlets. We talked about that a good bit. And it's going to come as no surprise to anybody who watches this show, has watched it over the past year or over the past decade, that we didn't see eye to eye on a lot of issues, and we told him so.
What we did agree on was to restart communications. My father often spoke with world leaders with whom he and the United States profoundly disagreed. That's a task shared by reporters and commentators alike. We had not spoken to President Trump since March of 2020.
And nobody really cares if you haven't.
Other than a personal call Joe made to Trump.
What am I doing?
On the morning after the attempt on his life in Butler, Pennsylvania. In this meeting, President Trump was cheerful. He was upbeat. He seemed interested in finding common ground with Democrats on some of the most divisive issues. And for those asking why we would go speak to the president-elect during such fraught times, especially between us, I guess I would ask back, why wouldn't we? 5 years of political warfare has deeply divided Washington and the country. We have been as clear as we know how in expressing our deep concerns about President Trump's actions and words in the coarsening of public.
You called him Hitler.
Debate. But for nearly 80 million Americans, election denialism, public trials, and January 6th were not as important as the issues that moved them to.
Before I throw up, okay? Donald Trump got $127 million from a lady called Miriam Edelson. Miriam Edelson is the Israeli wife of the late Sheldon Adelson, who's an American Jew who owned the Sands casinos, and now she owns the Dallas Mavericks. She bought it from Mark Cuban, right? And in 2019 or 2017, they gave Trump $100 million. So he promises that he will take the embassy, he will recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. And a matter of fact, he added the Golan Heights. This is land that belongs to the Syria as a gift. Now you might wonder, why did he? What's the $127 million that he got from Miriam Adelson, the Israeli billionaire? So he will deliver the West Bank. So Donald Trump he has a mandate from the American people. He doesn't need to be a Zionist toy. He doesn't have to be that. Donald Trump does not have to be a Zionist toy. He got a mandate from all of us. We all voted for him. I mean, this is the first time since 1964 that a realignment of all political spectrum came into a perfect storm. No one has done what Donald Trump has done since LBJ in 1964. He doesn't need to sell his allegiance to some women in Israel or to the Israeli lobby. You need to take care of America first. Now, I just read today that he has promised to not stop all the weapons, but to stop all restrictions that Israel is under from the United States, right, under Joe Biden. In other words, if they were holding any big weapons or any big bombs, Donald Trump just give it to them. Now, we don't know what the end game is in Israel, what's going to happen in the West Bank, but if Donald Trump was elected as the president of no more wars, he should live up to that promise. Because we needed a president for America. You have homelessness. You have veterans killing themselves. You have American teenagers dying of opioid in the United States. You have poverty. You have economic stagnation. People not making money. They are making less money than they made 40, 50 years ago. If you do the inflation to dollar, what they were worth in the 1960s.